He's like, I'm so
Living?
Vanessa.
Oh, here we go! Here we go! Oh boy! Oh no!
He's in it too.
Thank you, Buck.
Oh shoot!
Don't tell them they're gonna shoot the crowd.
How this jacket fits with this. I look like I'm like cosplaying as like Miles Morales, but as also as like Spider-Man. It's also confused.
Yeah, it's like you're cosplaying as Miles Morales, who's cosplaying Daredevil, who he cosplays as a superhero, who also cosplays as a lawyer.
We're just cosplaying as our beautiful Charlie Cox. That's what I'm cosplaying as.
There we go. There we go. We'll do that then. We'll settle with that.
After I can live with that. All right, we ready?
Yeah, it looks like we're all set. So let's go ahead and start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Hey everyone, I'm the Idea Maker, and today we are back with another episode reaction to Marvel Television's Daredevil Born Again Season 2, Episode 7. We are at the second to last episode of this season. I am here with my bro, Rupert Knowledge. It is so great for you to being back over here again.
Oh no, absolute pleasure, man. I'm extremely excited. You know, so we've really been on this journey throughout this entire thing. You know, we watched it for the first time together. So I think it's great, and it's gonna be pretty bittersweet when this season ends, at least, and hopefully we get to do this next season as well.
Absolutely. I can't wait to do it next season. And the journey does not stop there with us with Daredevil Born Again. So if you love our collaborations, don't worry, because we still got our collaborations with Spectacular Spider-Man and also with our collaborations to Invincible. Now, he has seen it already. I haven't. So this will be my first time, and this will be his umpteenth time. I'm not going to take an assumption on what
That's right. That's right. No. You're right. You're right.
So that's gonna definitely be amazing. This has been a crazy ride so far. I think, just to sum it all up, literally the way how we just sum up this episode, last week's episode, was just that we got basically reintroduced to Jessica Jones, welcome Kristen Ritter into the MCU officially. There were people that were targeting her daughter, and it turned out to be people that belonged to Mr. Charles that were targeting her. So she teams up with Matt to deal with these guys, but things are starting to get chaotic after the fact that we now have officially confirmed, after being rage baited a couple of times baited in general, of just, trying to find out if Vanessa Fisk officially died, which she did, and Kingpin basically lost his cool. Matt lost his cool, so they had an epic fight with each other, which was one of the greatest out of this season so far. But also we had a protest going on against Kingpin about the way how he's been handling things. The anti-vigilante task force is getting violent with these protests, while these people are peacefully doing so, and they're wanting to take their city back. And like we mentioned in the previous one, it feels a little too real, which is insane to think, especially because of how this was filmed and written before all of this was going on. So again, we both want to say that we're happy for those who are expressing their freedom of speech with these protests that are going on, especially like the No Kings protest. We support you guys in every single way. We're doing our best with expressing our freedom of speech and our forms of protest against those who are trying to oppress us in any different way, and those who are making us feel like if we don't have a voice. This is our way on having a voice, so we stand by you guys, and we are 100% here to support everyone who they feel like their story needs to be told.
Absolutely. It's an interesting time we live in, frankly, and it's getting more interesting as it goes. And I like how this show doesn't just mimic reality, but it almost foretold it. And I think that's what's really interesting. And I'm interested to see where these last two episodes take us, especially with with overthrowing the kingpin, quote unquote. I wonder if that would ever happen in our own society. Who's to say? Ooh, I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting for sure. But I don't know how excited for you for this episode, because this episode looks a lot. I would say shorter than the other episodes, but
Yeah.
it looks like it's gonna be very action packed from the start to finish.
I'm actually really excited to see how these last two episodes are going to be, especially with the fact that we are at like you said, we are at an interesting moment in time where how, not only is it like art mimics reality and even reality mimics art, vice versa. I think that this is going to be one of those episodes where we're wanting to see a satisfactory end to this arc of Mayor Kingpin. I think that this is going to be something that it could either awaken people to care more about the fact that we, still have that amendment of freedom of speech, and it gives us this opportunity to not only be appreciative of the amount of laws that we have that protects us as citizens of the US, but also just for us to be in this moment where, we have to remember that we extend these amounts of freedom of speech as well to our other different places that people might not even remember that are part of the U.S. Shout out to my Puerto Rican brothers and sisters out there who, you guys have a voice as well, and just know that we 100% know that you guys are American territory. We 100% know that. So feel free to come on by and just and just enjoy the reaction.
Oh, of course, of course. Come on by, please, please, please.
With
That's
that
right.
being said, let's go ahead and dive right into the episode right now. By criminals, huh? Yeah, that's something else that we.
Okay, so they did take Karen. Dang, they got Karen.
They got her. This is so messed up that she's going to prison for this. I mean,
Yeah,
she didn't even do nothing. None of them did anything wrong. They were just expressing their freedom of speech.
yeah.
It was a stupid anti-vigilante task force guys that were doing all the stupid stuff out there.
Especially that one guy. That
Uh-huh.
one guy specifically. He
Yep.
incited the entire thing and used the dead guy as a scapegoat.
Yep, he did. Oh no.
Oh shoot. Is he in there?
You know what? I bet you that she's gonna have PTSD if she sees him, especially because of that one time that she had that nightmare, or in season 1.
Yeah, in the original series.
Yeah. Imagine if she goes ballistic on him. Oh, that would be.
I just realized we haven't seen them together in a long time until the first season.
Yep.
No, not even the first season, the third season.
Mm-hmm.
You have taken people from me.
Oh boy.
And out there, they believe that you're a hero.
Don't say a word, Karen.
And I believe in order.
Don't say a word. He's gonna
criminal.
go into the place where it don't shine, man.
You broke in and deluded. You abet his crimes. For what? Love.
Karen, choose your words wisely. If you're gonna say anything, choose them wisely.
I don't know if he could rage bait Fisk easily, but she did almost rage bait Fisk pretty well the last time they met.
True.
You know, I've never seen you scared before.
Ooh.
I kind of like it.
Not fear. Order.
Oh boy.
Order.
No, you took it too far last night.
and you know it, and the city knows it.
Oh, sheesh. Oh, boy.
You have one phone call. Choose it wisely.
Use wisely. Yep, called that shit. I called it. I called it.
You did. You definitely did.
What do you think about this theme song? Because I remember in my Discord server they were mentioning like how it's kind of been boring. Like they kind of lost interest in it. But I feel like that's the point though. Like it's trying to be revival.
I actually really like it. It gives the balance of an old era and a new era, and it's trying to forge its way forward. That's how I see it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Speaking of little birdies, you're talking a lot of for a guy sitting there in his underwear with very limited options.
Oh,
Again,
jeez.
I'm the only one that can connect you with Luke.
Oh! Name drop! Name drop!
Where is he?
He is overseas. He's doing the Lord's work, so you don't have to.
Oh, so he is part of.
Risks arms deal.
What?
I'm not, because a couple antisocial vigilantes blew him up. No arms, no deal. Thanks for that, by the way.
Why are you covering for him?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
The governor wants Fisk out.
Good!
That's great news.
Yeah, except he just went ape on his own voters. I don't think she can do it. The way
Now,
I see it, this goes all kinds of wrong for Governor McCaffrey.
we're gonna have to make it go wrong on everyone.
You believe him? This guy was working with Fisk until about a minute ago.
Yep.
I don't believe a word that says, but in this case,
Yeah.
it does track.
Okay.
She's the only one who can revoke the Freeport's charter. Fisk puts one of his puppets in the governor's office.
It's gonna get
New
worse.
York is his.
Right.
And we're on another rooftop.
They booked her legit.
Oh.
Prints, photo, phone call, the works. They're fast-tracking her to vigilante court. You go in there and bust her out, you
Oh, damn.
are the criminal he says you are.
She's not safe.
Wow.
If he was gonna hurt her, he'd have done it already.
He almost did, though.
He kinda did.
He did.
He left.
He's making it legal. We have anybody at the 15th?
We do. Well, Matt, I'm all over this. And you sticking around?
I haven't decided yet.
City needs you.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, but they
Me too.
do need you, Jessica. The city needs the defenders.
Are you gonna hit the 15th?
I don't know. There might be another way.
I can't help you there. I did what I came here to do. I got Charles off. I need to get home. I have Danielle.
I know. You don't need to explain. I understand.
Where did he leave her though? Seriously.
Right.
My main thing is like I understand why he doesn't allow Dex to kill him because at the end of the day he would be a martyr.
Right.
I mean, okay, it wouldn't be that different for me.
So, what now?
You wanted one good deed, right?
Oh.
So I had to balance the scales.
Yeah,
All right,
sure.
I got it for you. But first, know
Get
this.
Karen Page.
Mm-hmm.
I hate you for Foggy.
Mm-hmm.
I hate you for Fatherland and for Agent Nadine.
Yep.
Rest in peace, Nadeem.
For no reason
Rest
other
in
than
peace.
Twisted. Part of me wants to kill you.
Understandably.
Party wants to save you.
Oh, forgive. Oh, okay.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do one good thing in a life for I got it for you.
Get Karen out.
I don't make any promises, right?
Hopefully.
What do you want me to do?
Get Karen.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's just to be Karen.
That'd be
Or he gets
interesting.
tracking Fisk out. Maybe.
Oh, maybe. Wouldn't this be like the second time that Karen goes to prison?
Yeah. Oh my boy!
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh!
So, well,
I didn't think he was gonna be in this one. Okay, oh, there you go. Then I guess your friend is gonna be happy. Oh. Brett, what you got up your sleeve right now, man? Oh. It was that easy?
It was that easy.
It was gonna be more dramatic.
I don't know what this is, but it feels like an opportunity. I think I have to stay. I have to face him in court.
Okay.
They tell you he came to see me?
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm alive. He's different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on in his mind, but he's scheming and he's planning and he's way the hell out of us. I just don't think we can.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to face
He's
him.
losing the city. So he's gonna prosecute you and humiliate you.
Yep.
Publicly, legitimately. And make everyone cheer for it.
Sounds like what's going on now.
Can't say it's not.
Do you know the AG is going to want to be involved?
Well, what he in Albany wants is irrelevant at this point.
Oh boy. I wonder if Kingpin's gonna be the one that's going to reveal Matt's identity to her
Skilled.
in some way.
He makes
Maybe, yeah.
Because he's got leverage now. Oh boy.
Girl, Karen McDuffie. Kirsten McDuffie.
Karen McDuffie.
Last episode, did we?
Yeah, Kirsten was there too, yeah.
Both of them. Oh, she was? Okay, then I
Yeah.
wasn't paying attention.
If anybody wants to know the definition of powerful women, these two are definitely. They're like the MVPs, in my opinion, out of like, besides like, I would say them and Jessica are the MVPs in this. And even BB. We'll add her too.
Okay, look, I understand that you're mad.
No,
but
I'm not mad. I'm more than mad. Matt doesn't even get to cover it.
Oh my god, I've seen this shirt before. No, I've seen it in a set photo. I don't know if it's gonna lead, but it's gonna be bloody.
Buck Cashman is waiting for me to hand you over to him. And if I don't, then he comes after me. And then you, and my mom, and anyone I care about.
There's only one thing that you could do. Have Bullseye take out Buck.
It's true. I can't believe I get Bullseye's out there now.
No. Just sit there and let me think.
Do you even know how to think, idiot? Because obviously you have not known how to think throughout this whole entire season. You have been dumber than last season.
what are you?
He's so dead. Or he's dead. Either way, they're dead.
I think it might be the opposite way around. My opinion.
I stand before you today to ask that you convict and that you punish this woman, this criminal, Karen Page, for the crime she has committed against our great city.
Your Honors, I could argue my client's innocence. I could argue the illegitimacy of this court. I could argue against the Safer Streets Act. But first, I want you to think on one very important concept.
Which is?
What is a vigilante? Is it he or she who breaks the law in order to get their own version of justice? Or is a vigilante the last resort to obtain the justice that a broken society can no longer supply?
Ooh, what a great...
That's a bar.
That's a bar right there.
Prosecution can now call its first witness. Your Honors, before we proceed,
Oh,
I'd like to bring in my co-counsel.
co-counsel. Wait,
Co-counsel,
Matt?
already calling for backup?
Is Matt coming back? Yes!
Matthew Murdoch for the defense, Your Honor.
Yes! Round of applause! Let's do this! Woo!
Officer Powell.
Oh, this guy. This
we
guy
go.
has to go.
For the Anti-Vigilante Task Force.
Yeah, what is it?
Interdict, apprehend, and prosecute extra-legal vigilantes to the fullest extent of the law.
To the fullest extent of the law. That
Okay.
sounds serious.
As a heart attack.
Ooh, you know what? Keep that out your mouth.
Created these parameters.
Mayor Fisk.
Oh,
Can you tell me about those scars on your face?
Oh, I got these in a firefight with Daredevil and Frank Castle.
And Mr. Murdoch's apartment.
Yes.
Why were we there?
We were performing a welfare check.
Welfare check.
on who?
With assault rifles and MRAP personnel carriers? I don't know, seems like a lot of hardware for a blind lawyer.
It does,
Was
my
the
boy.
defendant there?
Yep.
I was told she drove the getaway vehicle.
You were told.
Oh, who told you?
What else did Officer Powell tell you to do? Did he tell you to kill Hector Ayala?
Woo!
Mayor Fisk.
Objection.
Why? No.
And prejudicial.
Sustained, Ms. McDuffie. I will caution you against these theatrics.
They're not theatrics.
There's no jury to play to here.
Sure about that, Your Honor?
This is getting good.
It's me. I need the Attorney General.
Ooh.
Alan, I think it's time we move forward on the suspension paperwork.
Oh, she's dead though.
She's gonna be dead though.
I'm
but
kind of scared for that.
oh, jeez.
This isn't a safe house, is it? Daniel! Daniel! Daniel, please! Daniel! Is this really the person you want to be?
Answer the question, idiot.
Come on. Point Z's.
Oh, you actually did the right thing.
No, he's a dead man.
He's a dead man.
Don't go home. Don't tell me where. And do not go any place he would look, okay?
Wait, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna do the right thing. Just let me.
Yeah, finally! Finally you're doing the right thing, but that's gonna cost you your life! Oh, they got the place secured or surrounded. That's actually smart. Oh! Oh! Get down! I feel something's gonna happen. Get down! Oh! 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 Oh, if they kill off Cherry, I'm gonna be mad. Oh!
Oh shoot!
No, they didn't! No, they didn't!
I mean, he's a pretty good pain tolerance, though. To be fair, I don't know how long he could take a bullet. How many times he taken a bullet?
That's true, though. Oh, jeez. And then she's gonna be a goner, too. I'm scared about her, too.
Yeah, she's there.
Oh! Was that Bullseye in the hoodie? Oh, wait.
Oh,
wait, that might be Buck! That could be Buck.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, no.
Who's gonna save him? Is it Bullseye? It's Bullseye.
Yes! It is Bullseye! Who was the guy in the hoodie? Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah, you're dead, man.
You're a dead man.
It's a great shot, though. I love how it's composited. This is great.
Yep.
Punch in the face.
Punch in the face, or at least like a. Oh, so that way.
Sooner or later.
That way it wouldn't track that his fingerprints or anything on him.
You gotta tell me.
You, Buck.
Yes! Yes!
Well,
yes!
rest in peace.
Oh, headbutt! Oh shoot, he's a dead man.
Miss Page.
Oh, you
It's evil.
Evil Karen!
Evil
Karen!
Just Karen.
Oh boy!
Oh god. Oh no, it's evil X versus X.
Yep.
Well, current girlfriend.
Right? Karen, don't answer anything. Do not answer anything.
You know, the Minnesota multiphasic personality inventory is out of date.
Ooh.
I can game it. Most people can. Maybe we should try something else.
What did you have in mind?
I'm in love with this man.
Oh. Ooh!
Completely inaccessible. He's distant, complicated. There are nights where I fall asleep in bed next to him, totally unsure of who he is.
She's gonna lose her mind.
Oh my gosh. Oh no, is she gonna kill Karen? Is evil Karen gonna kill Karen?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Ooh, this is good! Oh.
You know what I think?
Uh-oh.
I know that Matt, that mystery beside me, loves me in a way that makes every contradiction, every conflict in him and in me a part of us. And I'm willing to bet that that's the part that you can't really understand.
Woo!
Professionals call that transference.
Yeah, well, I call it the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You were friends with Vanessa Fisk, weren't you?
Oh, let's pull that card.
Any personal questions? That's unprofessional. You know, she had my friend Foggy killed. Did you know that? Is that in those files?
Oh, she's gonna lose it. She's gonna lose it.
Look, I get it. I'm so sorry.
Oh! Oh!
Evil Karen!
Oh!
Karen's attacking Karen!
Headbutt her! Headbutt her!
I don't know where she is.
If Bullseye comes in out of nowhere, this is gonna be epic. Oh! He's gonna die. I have a feeling.
St. Jude. Patient of difficult cases. Are things almost despaired of?
He's praying.
I am so helpless and alone. Please pray for me that God come to me in my hour of need. That I may receive consolation in all my tribulations and sufferings.
Who is this? Jessica! That's definitely her! He can't do it. Buck can't do it. He can't do it.
Amen.
Oh! He's dead! Okay. He's not returning for season 2.
3.
Sorry, 3. Well, not the rest of season 2, but still. Jeez!
That's true too.
He's you know what? I think Buck is going to be a goner. I have a feeling. I have a weird feeling. He's a goner.
That kind of sucks though.
Yeah.
That he's dead, but it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
He would die for Vivi.
Wait, is that it? Don't tell me that's it. No way that's it! They left it on a good cliffhanger! What an ending! It was just so abrupt.
It had to be longer, but I completely forgot this episode was shorter.
This was wild. Beyond belief, this was wild. The amount of storylines that are going on here is absolutely nuts. Oh jeez, where do we even begin with this? Oh man, okay. This was I would say it's getting better and better. I would say that this one is as equally good as the last one, but what I do give it is the fact that I think that there was very little action in this one too, but it was more reliant on the emotional and psychological aspects, which I think were the huge highlights here, especially because of the this time that we haven't really had a court hearing in a long time, honestly. The last time we had it was back in the third episode with Jack Duquesne's trial. But the fact that there's so much that's happening, there's so much leverage that is at stake. Oh boy. I'd want to hear your thoughts about this first before I go and continue on this.
Of course. Thank you for giving me the floor. And honestly, it's an interesting episode, I'd say. For the most part, it is the first half is setting the pieces once again, right? Setting up what needs to be done, and then the next half is basically putting all that tension and building that tension up, and then climaxing. Like I didn't expect to see Karen and Heather interact, nor did I expect to see Daniel die this early. I mean, I thought he would die. I just didn't think he'd die. I thought he'd die the final episode, but I feel like it was a necessary choice for sure. And yeah, I think it's a very Matt and Karen centric episode in that way. Of course, focusing more on the humanity behind the vigilantes, which is great. And I'm glad that we get to see, Fist he feels like he's at a desperation point. I do think, at least, I wish this episode was longer and a way where we get to flesh out, because I know Fisk is desperate and all that, but I don't think I don't think we really fully captured how desperate he is. I don't feel like they really honed in on it enough. I do really like what they're doing, but I wish there was more time fleshing out with him specifically, especially post Vanessa. You know, I'd love to see more of that, and then Bullseye as well. I mean, it's just a treat to see more Bullseye. Wilson Bethel's fantastic, and I don't think this is the last of we'll see of him. And I think we'll see him in episode 8 too. So yeah, it's an interesting episode. I would say. I do wish. I'm not saying I want more action, but I'm saying I wish there was. I mean, there was action here. I'm not gonna lie. It's just more of a gunfight, right? And and Matt, what is he gonna do with a gunshot in his thigh, right? So I'm like, okay, I understand that. It focuses a lot on all of this, all the humanity behind these characters, which is fantastic, and I think that's great. I do think, and I do wish that these episodes weren't like like I don't think I prefer to binge this than to watch this weekly. And I don't know, I feel like I have to admit that. I feel like, oh, okay, I think it's gotten to a point where I feel like these episodes work better as a cohesive piece that's released together, like Wonder Man, right? Where it feels like they are released together than they are separate. Because I feel like, as much as I enjoy these episodes, I think I enjoy them seeing the whole puzzle, not not just seeing it halfway and then waiting another week just to see the other piece. And I feel like the pieces are falling slowly. But yeah, I think I wish that we could not just make each episode worth it, but I feel like each episode has to be, used to the most eventful possible scale. And I think, frankly, these past few episodes, I don't know, I don't really feel that much has happened to me, Like, I feel like post Vanessa's death, I mean, we've had the riots and then we had the trial, which is great. But I mean, I just don't feel. I don't know. Frankly, I don't know if I'm. I mean, I am feeling amped up for next episode, for the final episode of the season. But it feels like I don't know if they used the entire runtime to the best of its abilities, at least, to make it as engaging as possible, while also being, as eventful as possible for each week, right? So, I think that's my take on it. Frankly, what do you think about this episode? And do you prefer the binge model over the weekly model, or do you prefer the weekly model over the binge model?
I think I think that the reason maybe that they're it feels a little bit slower is I think out of just the idea of, if you're putting it in the human context of that, they're all going through a lot of chaotic moments, and I believe that, when you're going through a lot of chaos, you feel like time works slower in the effects of that. If there's many different things happening, like now that we've had Karen's trial, we now had Daniel's death, which was, to me, I expected to, but it was in an unexpected way that I'm like, the way how Buck was looking at him was more of like, he was very hesitant on doing so, but he was sticking to his code that he had. Is like literally like in the Lego movie on how bad cop basically erased the good part, or like the good cop part of him out, and he's like, sorry, I've got a job to do sort of attitude. And then now with Karen in jail, and her and Heather literally having a somewhat of a cat fight during interrogation, and then now with Matt being shot, Jessica coming back and about to fight and about to actually take the city back from Kingpin, and the attorney general that she almost got killed and Bullseye saving her, and there's so many moving pieces here that I feel like with all the chaos that's happening, it does feel slow, and I think that's a great way of psychologically, like, helping with the environment of the show, especially because of how we're in a time of chaos where time seems to be going by slower than it is going faster. And I think to keep in reality of everything, I think that it's what makes this series, or at least this season in particular, feel more relevant and feel more realistic than last season. And I do like that. Even though that it does feel like the pieces are falling slower, I do find it to be more of a tenseful buildup, that I think that whether or not that the last episode sticks the landing or not, I do feel like in the end, that tension that's felt throughout this whole entire season is definitely a good help when it comes to the idea that when you have when you're playing stupid games, you're winning stupid prizes, and
Mhm.
the stupid prize of there being chaos in the midst of it all, and that means everybody's going to suffer, everybody's going to be going through this, and I think that that's the main important part of it, is realizing realizing that trauma is going to come from all different sorts of areas, and it's not going to be easy to go through. And for the question on answering on if it's better on a weekly binge or just like binging them all at the same time, I would love for it to be all together, but I actually feel that the one episode a week has been very effective in terms of story, especially because of how weirdly that these historical events are lining up with Daredevil Born Again,
Mhm.
and it's really intense, and it's horrifying
Mhm.
at thinking on how, like we said, history reflects art, art reflects history, and I think that either way, I'm good with, as long as I could feel the environment throughout each episode, and I feel like the story is building, which to me I feel like it's building to a huge point. I'm very
Mhm.
excited to how this is going to end, and I think if they were to do a like you binge all the episodes for season 3, great. If they decide to go weekly,
Mhm.
that's great as well. But I think it honestly depends on if you want to just if you're a person that wants to keep the tension going by tearing the band-aid off very slowly, or you just want to rip it off right off
Mhm.
the bat.
That's true. That's a great way to put it, especially with how, like, especially with how, like, things have changed past the Netflix model, right? And how they've gone past the binge model these days. I mean, actually, I think they're still using it. Never mind, I lied. But they like doing half and half, like how they do with Stranger Things, right? So they want to build anticipation, and I think that makes a lot of sense. Build a lot of anticipation, right? So. I think that's what's great. I think that I'm glad that people are building up anticipation for Daredevil. That's awesome, right? And I think it's great that people are enjoying this. I'm seeing it right now where other people are like they're really enjoying this episode, and rightfully so. I understand it. I just wish I loved it more, like other people like you did, right? I don't know. I just felt like, of course, you're gonna be wanting more because it's the next episode. The next episode is the finale, so everything's gonna go to the ball, of course. But I don't know. I feel like there could have been more done to. I would say set up the finale better, but I feel like to like intrigue. I don't know. It's just a lot of different things, and I'm just really conflicted because I really do appreciate where this episode is going, especially with performances like Karen Page. Abraham Wool was fantastic here. She's fantastic. Same thing for Michael Gandolfini, fantastic too. A lot of the actors here, like even Margarita. I'm so sorry, I don't know your last name. The girl who plays Heather, the lady, the actress who plays Heather, fantastic. She really, like, I didn't like her that much last season, but she's really grown on me. Like, she's not a cardboard character like I thought she was. She's actually solid. Like, I don't think she's the best thing in the world, but they built a lot on her, and I'm glad that they did. They added dimension and a lot of intrigue with her character, and I really like how they did that. I'm glad that they did that. And it's like evil Karen versus Karen, which is so funny to me still. I'm so funny that we watched that scene together. It was hilarious. But yeah, I think that's where it's. I can really appreciate this episode for what it is. Same thing I could say I can appreciate episode 6 as well. I really do appreciate that episode for what it is, but I don't know. It's just I don't say I'm hollow, but I feel like I'm here and there with this episode. How are you feeling about the season so far heading to the finale?
I mean, I've been loving this season ever since that we started it, and I think that it's just been getting it's been such a wild ride. Also, to answer your question about the actress, her last name is Levieva, so it's Margarita Levieva.
Mm.
So that's to answer your question right there. And I agree with
She's
you.
fantastic.
She's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think that it's been one of the craziest and wildest rides that I've ever been on. I would say one of my favorite experiences on a solo series, like for me doing solo reactions, was X-Men 97, just because I felt like the tension had been building. And I feel like with Daredevil Born Again season 2 had that same build up when it comes to tension, when it comes to intensity. So I feel like I'm reliving my early YouTube days, which actually feels a little weird
Mhm.
saying, especially because that right now, this is only my second year of being on YouTube, and it's wild. And I think the craziest of this whole entire journey too of Daredevil Born Again is to see on how, we took a Frankenstein project of season one and turned it into something that surpassed a lot of people's
Mhm.
expectations, despite reviews and despite other different things that maybe people might have said about it, saying like, this isn't the greatest way to bring Daredevil into the MCU. But I think
Mhm.
to solidify what we have with
Mhm.
season two, I think that it's been incredible. And season two just proves to me that they know how to really get a cohesive story that it flows like an actual season. Because I feel like if you
Mhm.
think about it, season one kind of felt like an anthology series for a second. This one feels like
Mhm.
a very structured season two, and I'm loving every minute of it. I feel like another thing
Mm.
that makes it feel better here is that the writing has definitely felt like they really worked together on this one, and it makes me really appreciate the fact that they wrote everybody to have an equal part into all the resistance and the chaos. And I think that that's exactly what goes on not just throughout these types of shows with superheroes and with dramas, but even with
Mhm.
history itself. And everybody has an equal part to play. And I love that they address this in different ways, whether if it's through actions or screen time. They do a great job at establishing that. And I think with that, it makes me a lot more excited for season three and seeing what direction they're going to take, and if this is going to be one of those shows where it's going to surpass our expectations. Because, I mean, they want to do another season. I don't know if they're going to go for season four of Daredevil Born Again. I'd be very surprised, but also very grateful if they do. Um, but we'll definitely see where this heads, because this has been such an incredible ride, and then having to do this with you has been a great way of exploring into doing multiple shows, at reacting to them, and just getting to do a lot of collaborations. So it's been incredible, and I'm definitely thanking you again. I know it sounds like a broken record, but the amount
Mhm.
of gratitude that I have is just like a vast amount that I don't really know how to express it, like, to a minimum. I just feel like I'm expressing it to a maximum, but also in a way where it's just, it's just out of the pure. I don't know. I just can't really get the words out of it, just because I always feel like it's just so surreal when we do these reactions together.
Oh no, absolutely no. I really appreciate you, man. It would be great to have a different perspective on it, especially get a more optimistic perspective on it because you seem very optimistic about everything. So I'm really intrigued by that, and I really admire that. It's something that's great to have, especially especially during a time where it's easy to be pessimistic. So I'm glad that we could talk about these things and be optimistic about it. Because at the end of the day, this is our dream, man. Comic books coming to life, comic book characters coming to life. Daredevil, it's just reviving in the first place. It's just crazy work that I'm so happy that they truly I mean, it seems like they're really passionate about this stuff, and I really admire that. And I think that's what's so fascinating about this season because it does feel like this season is more of an extension of season one in a way where it's basically it does make a lot of sense why this season was split into two seasons, right? But I remember originally the show was supposed to be an 18 episode first season, and so I can understand why this works as that. It works as that basically bridge point to the season two they probably really wanted in mind. So I think that's great. And also shout out to the cinematographer here. Just I think they a lot of great scenes, a lot of shots too, especially with how they shot Daniel and with Buck, how they interacted there. I thought that was really well done. I love the color. I love how the blacks felt like there's some richness to that. So I thought that was fantastic. Shout out to them. Shout out to the score, someone who created score and all that. I sound so stupid. Someone who created the score, no boy, the sound guys. Shout out to those guys. It's been a long night, frankly. So the camera's confused right now, but I think just shout out to everyone who's frankly watching these videos, and watching this show. Really not putting up with it, but really, showing showing a lot of love to these videos. Whether it's one or many. And I just really appreciate y'all for staying tuned for these. At the end of the day, it's just two guys talking about a guy with a horn mask, which, frankly speaking, is still fun to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's honestly the great thing about this is especially that I would have actually wondered what it would have been like if we would have gotten that 9th episode for this season, if we were truly gonna get it, because I remember that they said originally season 2 was gonna have 9 episodes like season 1, but they couldn't really put in the episode that they originally proposed because of how they felt like it just didn't connect. Because I believe they said it was one between Frank Castle and Echo, and that she was going to be in this series, which I was like, this is an interesting thing. So I was like, huh. But I'm actually glad that they kind of did separate from that in terms of it, just because I feel like it would have been an interesting idea to, like, let's say have her be in Punisher One Last Kill, if she really is or if she isn't. I have no idea, but I think that, with the fact that they broke it up into 2 seasons, I think was the right move. And I think with the overhaul, I think it just elevated the show more than just keeping it in the 18 episodes, because I feel like it would have also, I think it would have put a lot of stress on a lot of people, to be honest, in some way. People would have loved it, but they also would have been putting stress on Marvel on saying, we got to write like another 18 more episodes if people love this. And that's another thing that I'm wondering on what could have happened if they would have stuck with the original plan.
As much as I had criticized him for it, this is way better than the stuff that was happening in season 1. So I'm like, I'm as much as I like to complain, of course, at the end of the day, I gotta acknowledge this is still great craftsmanship that they're putting out here, and I really do appreciate the people once again, because it looks great. Everything looks great. It sounds great. Characters are being fleshed out here, especially Matt Murdock, a lot more. At least gave him more time to show that he'd sacrifice his own, not ambiguity, but almost like the anonymity, because he is behind Daredevil the entire time. So the fact that he sacrificed his own anonymity for that I thought that was fantastic. Great work for Matt. He do it for his girl, and also just to see all these characters interact and intersecting once again. Just great work, man. I generally do appreciate it, and it's gonna be interesting where it leads us to episode 8.
Now, I think that this would be a great segue onto what are your predictions for the final episode on how this is all going to end for season 2?
I do expect more mayhem, of course, and I do expect Fist to be dethroned. But, I feel like we kind of have an idea where, I don't think we kind of have an idea. Like, there has been leaks already for season 3. So now, whether or not those leaks are set up in the next episode, in the finale of season 2, we'll wait and see. But I do have an idea of where things are going to go. And I think this episode also hinted at that as well, especially with Heather and Muse, with Matt putting himself out there further and further. How far that's going to take Matt, I don't know. But, yeah, I do think Kingpin's going to be dethroned. Matt's going to be in an interesting spot, at least. And, yeah, I really do hope that we get to see the other Defenders. I do think we will get to see the other Defenders. It just feels like we're going to get that. Yeah, I think that's going to be interesting, an interesting time for sure. And I genuinely don't know what they're going to do with Dex. I think that's the one wild card I don't know what they're going to do with. Because, I don't think Dex could be fully redeemed. And that's the thing where it's just like, I don't know how will he be redeemed, and will he stay? Will he stay in this state, or will he turn? Will there be a different turn for him? you know. So
Hmm.
that's the one character I generally don't know what they're gonna do with him. Because yes, history says he stays a villain, but does he live in that delusion forever, or does he do something with it? You know. So
Hmm.
what do you think? What do you specifically think is gonna happen with Dex, at least?
I feel like this is going to be one of those things where this is going to make or break the series, especially because if people love Dex for him being a villain, and I want to say
Mhm.
they could go to the anti-hero route, because I feel like Bullseye, in my opinion, I said it before, I think he's a very troubled character that he's interesting to discuss about because he has so many different things that are going on, and it expresses a lot on the issue of mental health that we definitely, if somebody needs it, then it should be out for somebody who needs it, and accessible. And I think that with this moment right here on him doing good, he felt like a hero, and I know that he genuinely felt like a hero. And then even walking out of the attorney general's mansion like that, felt like he didn't have like a smirk I don't think he had like a smile or a smirk of like, I got some bad intentions. I feel like he could have had a smirk of, you know what, I did something right for a change, I did something good for a change. And that's what I needed in order for me to get out of my personal hell. And I think that that's such a great step forward that he personally needed. He wanted to do one good deed, and he did. He did save the attorney general from getting killed by a sliced by a wire, or or choked by it. Because who knows who that guy was? We don't even know who the identity of that person. And I think that that's going to be one interesting thing that I'm going to see, because or we're all going to see, is does he go the anti-hero route? If he does, I mean, I think that would be an interesting idea to go into, but I also feel like definitely Matt and Karen are not going to be on board with that idea and on that decision, just because of, he killed Foggy, and it's going to be a very traumatic thing on both ends. And they'd feel like New York is going to be a lot more in danger because of him. And they're still going to have that, despite, Matt forgiving him and Karen doing her best trying to move forward. But for that end, I mean, well, like you said, he's a wild card, but we're going to have to see. If he goes back to being a villain again, I think that he'd still be a great villain for season 3, but I wouldn't know where or how they would place him as a villain. That's my only thought. But I don't know. It's very conflicting, and it's very interesting to see where they're going to head.
That's why season 3 is gonna be such an interesting thing to really think of, because I don't know where this is gonna go actually. Because it doesn't. It seems like Fisk will be overthrown, and it feels like there's gonna be a new void that I don't know who's gonna fill that void in terms of um the main bad guy. Because we've always kind of had an idea that Fisk was always gonna be the bad guy, even after season 3. Like I don't think that season 3 finale, right, in the Netflix show, it always felt like Fisk was gonna come back stronger,
Mm-hmm.
and he did come back stronger. Of course, I don't know if that was the original plan for the Netflix show, but it was certainly a thing that I thought was interesting. And then now we've entered a new era essentially for Daredevil. Now we get to explore his villains further.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I really don't know where this is gonna head to, especially for season 3. And honestly, I like that. There's some magic to it. It's kind of like season 2 of the original series, where yes, Kingpin was there, but he was not the main villain,
Mm-hmm.
and we got to explore different villains like not Matt, like Punisher or Elektra or the Hand, right? So I don't know, man. I'm really intrigued by the prospect of season 3, and the fact that we've even made it this far. Like the idea of a Daredevil revival was already a far-fetched idea when it was first pitched back in 2020, and now we're here. So
Yeah.
it's generally crazy how fast time flies, man. Generally crazy.
Now, would you assume safely that because that the Hand is going to appear in Spider-Man Brand New Day, and that does tie directly from, I would believe it would tie directly from Daredevil Born Again and Punisher One Last Kill, would you feel like if with Daredevil Born Again season 3, would you feel like that might actually be a great direction to go into for a plot for Daredevil Born Again?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'd love for them to do better, do right by the hand. I think the hand could be very interesting. The way how they did in season 2 of the original series was just, frankly, not the best. I do like Elektra though, and if they're bringing back the hand, they gotta bring back Elektra. I think that's the only thing that makes sense to me. If that's the case, bring back Elektra. My girl, Lodi Young, bring that girl back. Come on now.
I think
But
that
yeah,
they
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. How do you think about their inclusion in Brand New Day?
I think that it's a very interesting conclusion. I was about to say I think that they are going to bring Elektra back for season 3 of Daredevil Born Again, which is actually an interesting thing because I would wonder because in the Defender series, I remember that she was already controlled by the Hand. She was controlled by Sigourney Weaver's character, and and some of the other people that they had their own organization and that they were following what the Hand's so-called prophecy was. And what's interesting to
Mhm.
me is that I feel like if Elektra comes back, she could probably have one of those, like she comes back with a vengeance, but she also has an identity crisis onto does she remember about her time with Matt and back in season
Mhm.
2? Are they gonna have any type of like is she gonna snap out of it? Is it gonna be where like Matt's gonna have some conflicted feelings about he's in a relationship with Karen. Is he going to move on from Karen to Elektra and back again? Is that drama going to
Mhm.
start? And so many other different things. And I think that
Mm.
Elektra being a villain in season 3 would actually be a very interesting idea that they could go with. Which also leads me to think about because I don't know if this is true, but this is just a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt. That they mentioned that Marvel Studios is actually thinking about giving Daredevil a solo film, and I
Mhm.
was very interested about that because I thought, to me, it goes by like how Lucasfilm's rule on The Mandalorian is going with how they had 3 seasons of The Mandalorian, and then now we have the Mandalorian and Grogu film that's going to be out in a month. So I'm wondering if Marvel decides to take this direction on doing 3 seasons of Daredevil Born Again and then a Daredevil solo film, or the other rumor on that there's a possibility of the Defenders and Spider-Man teaming up to go and defeat Kingpin. Do you think that this would be like the best direction for them to go for? Or do you think that
Mhm.
maybe that they should not go in this direction and maybe if they want to do a Daredevil solo film, it'd be something on a brand new story entirely that maybe will be focusing on characters that we haven't gotten in the MCU or in any live action adaptation whatsoever?
Interesting. I did hear that rumor. I'm not gonna lie. I did hear that. Now I don't know if it would actually happen, but if it were to happen, yeah, I'd love to see something fresh. Or yeah, because at the end of the day, we've kind of reached to a point where we've seen Kingpin so many times, right? We do want a better spotlight away from Kingpin. But at the end of the day, I'd love to see a film with Daredevil, like kind of as a celebration of the character,
Mm-hmm.
almost that can I like almost be like a full season's worth of television packed into one movie. But also like, I think the thing about what makes Daredevil, at least what these Daredevil shows are kind of like special for, is how they do character building, even for the smallest of characters, right? Like with Heather or with Buck or with Daniel, right? They do the little things to make these characters pop. There's some dimension to them, right? Same thing for Karen. Same thing for Foggy. Rest his soul. Same thing for Brett, right? I think that's what's necessary. At least I think if they were ever to do a Daredevil solo film, I hope they maintain the quality and integrity for these characters while exploring a new villain or exploring a whole new story for Daredevil. Maybe even like a farewell, in a way where not saying like Daredevil would die or anything, but like maybe it was be like a time where like Matt doesn't see himself as Daredevil anymore. Who knows? Like what? Like I always felt like I mean, there's always these stories, especially for Daredevil, where he does end up in such interesting predicaments. So when he's in these type of predicaments, he at the end there's some people who take up the mantle. There's like especially there's one comic where Elektra does actually end up being Daredevil at one point. So
Hmm.
that's my thing where I'm like not just for the movies but in the season 3 like well if Elektra were to come back, and she could be another version of Daredevil, would you be up for that?
I think that that would be an amazing idea just because, I mean, we did get if we did really get that in the comics. I personally never read any Daredevil comics, but I would be up for anything at that point. I would love to see if Elektra would become Daredevil or even in the idea of that, like Daredevil, at least has like an Avengers team up of some sort or even just like I don't know. There's so many
Mhm.
stories that we can be able to get and like how in Marvel Strike Force, for those who play it, I see you guys right out there. There's a storyline in there where Karen actually gets bitten by Dracula and she becomes a new version of herself called Oath, which she becomes a hero, a superhero vampire, and that they can go in any
Oh
different
shoot.
direction. And I think that just there's so many different things that they could do with these characters that I would love to see more of them. And the fact that there could be so much. I mean, even Daredevil, I believe, was in some instances of the Midnight Suns in some comic iterations. Same thing with Punisher. He was also in the Midnight Suns in some comic runs. So we don't even know on if they're going to stick with like the Defenders thing or maybe he could be part of multiple different teams. He was an Avenger at one point, I think. And if they have him in Midnight Suns, who knows? I think it's endless. The possibilities of what they can do with Daredevil is going to be endless. And there is one question I would love to bring up now, but I'm not going to bring up
Mhm.
just in case um if it does tie into anything with season 3 and if it does spoil the ending of season 2. I think that you might know about like this has something to do with Mike Coulter's post that he had to take down one of his photos. I did have one question on that, but
Mhm.
I'm not going to bring it up now until we actually get to that point because I think that this could. I wrote it down. Luckily, I feel like
Mhm.
I'm going to have to
Mhm.
find that somewhere, but I think that it's could definitely lead to something interesting. But yeah, I mean, the possibilities of Daredevil are endless at this point. And speaking about endless, it's crazy to think
Mhm.
that as much as I would love for this to keep going, do you feel, and this might be the last question, do you feel like
Mhm.
at some point you think that it's going to be like enough is enough for Daredevil? Like, you think that for like as the season itself or series itself, you think that there might be at one point where they're just going to like stop with the story in whatever capacity? Like, it's just like there's got to be a time where they just got to finish him off.
Mhm. No, absolutely. I think everything ends, and it's especially in television. I think you have to know when to end. Yeah, I think the best story is the story that knows that it's reached its point, and they make sure to end at the perfect spot. Now, whether or not that's soon or not, I don't know, because I do think Daredevil has a lot of possibilities. And I do think season 3, especially if what we think is gonna happen in episode 8 is gonna happen, like Kingpin gets overthrown and all that, it really shows the show and whether or not how strong the show is without Kingpin as the main villain, you know? If
Hmm.
that's the case, if that's what we're theorizing and if that's what we're expecting, right? If Kingpin is overthrown and something like that happens, right? And we get to explore something new, that I think that really shows how strong of a show this is, not just without its strongest villain, but without is one of his main stars in a way. If you're really gonna sideline Kingpin, which I don't think Kingpin could be completely non-existent in season 3. I don't think that at all. But I don't think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be completely sidelined. And if you lose your one of your bigger stars in the show, which is Vincent D'Onofrio, fantastic by the way, I think that's going to be really interesting how to show this show how long it can last. Because as much as Daredevil has so much comic material, it's whether or not how they adapt these characters and if whether or not they adapt it well or not. Like that's why I thought Muse in season 1, I felt like he was wasted. I wish he was adapted better because he has so much potential. I thought he had potential to be honestly the main villain of the show, or at least the main villain of that season. But I don't think they pushed it far enough. So
I think that's
I
a great
think that's
response.
why.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's a great
absolutely.
response. And I think that it's going to be interesting on when we react to it and they officially announce that it's going to be a series finale. I don't know when, I don't know how, but it's going to be a very interesting um, thing when it comes to it. But with that being said, I just want to say thank you all again for checking out our reaction to Daredevil Born Again Season 2, Episode 7. I almost said 6 for whatever reason, but I think my mind is just not wanting this whole entire thing to end. Like this has been so incredible to the point that I feel like it just feels weird ending at this point. It really, really does feel weird. Like this season's wrapping up soon. I just want to say thank you guys again so much. Thanks again to Real Looper Knowledge, who has been an awesome co-reactor on here and a great friend on even suggesting the fact that we were going to be doing this. So I want to say thanks again for hopping on and onto the channel and getting to take the time to explore a Marvel series with me and just doing something incredible with it.
No, absolutely. Genuinely, absolute pleasure, though. Genuine pleasure for sure.
Absolutely. If you guys want to see more videos like this, then please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And share and Miller Knowledge's channel. He is amazing. He does a lot of great content on there. He does cover stuff like Daredevil with Marvel, with DC, and with Invincible, which we will be getting to soon. He's like I mentioned, he's already watched it. This is gonna be my first time watching it, and it also covers The Boys, which that's a debate on my end, and if I'm going to or not. So if I do, I have no idea how the reactions are going to turn out if I react to it. If I do it on my own time, I have no idea. But just letting you guys know ahead of time, so you'd be like, "Oh, great!" Then we're going to get some sanitized reactions. But if you guys want to follow any of us on our social medias, I have got Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, X, my Discord server, my TikTok, and my Blue Sky accounts. Is there anything that you want to plug in, whether for social media or any other videos that you're planning on releasing anytime soon? Or
yeah, absolutely. Just would love to plug in my Discord server. Shout out to them. Shout out to the community. You're in the part of that community, so shout out to you as well, man. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate you being a part of it, and I hope more people come from this video and enjoy it. It's enjoying join your server too, because I know you have one as well. Feel free to log it in. I'm saying at the end of the day, it's great to have a community, and great to have a great community behind you. So I absolutely just want to shout them out, and yeah, just YouTube and all that stuff. I'm saying, yeah, just great stuff overall.
Yeah, speaking about the server, I should definitely be getting that one and getting up and running a little bit more because it feels kind of dead. I'm not gonna lie. Please make on over. We do talk about a lot of other different stuff. We do get to hang out like if we're like a group of friends. It's all fun and it's all fun over there. And Real Looper Knowledge is part of that community as well. So I'm grateful for that. You guys have all been awesome on here. I want to give special shout outs as well to all of the people who have been in both of our communities and that we've gotten to know each other over the years. You guys have been incredible on helping us with navigating and networking with everybody. You guys are amazing. I'm just giving you guys a major shout out for that. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you all. Stay safe. And we will see you all in the next videos. And we will see you guys for the final episode of Season 2 of Daredevil Born Again, and for the special presentation for Punisher One Last Kill. Right? Bye, guys.